Previously on Beastly Garage.
I was interacting with a bunch of you guys, and then somebody mentioned,
I got a pair of these, and man, can you do me a favor? And can you make this part white so it can look more like a Chicago?
hell yeah, I can. It's time for another custom. Some of you guys are probably like, finally, I joined this channel just to watch customs, and he doesn't even do customs anymore because customs is not like my primary thing. It's not even the thing I'm best at. Believe me, it's not. We're gonna do another one. We're gonna do one that's actually pretty cool and one that I think is actually beneficial for a lot of you guys because a lot of you guys wanna get your feet wet into customs, but you're afraid to do it. Well, this is gonna be the ones you wanna watch because it's easy. You take this bred toed Chicago mid, whatever you wanna call it, and we're gonna turn it into a mid Chicago-ish type shoe because it is not exactly a Chicago, it is a mid and it does have a black bottom. This is a custom that's going to be fairly simple to do, and if you're new and you're interested in doing this, you definitely want to, pay attention and take a stab at it. We are going to do the same things you have to do with any custom. It's the same prep work, and we're going to do the same, painting techniques. It's just not as much. You're not doing the whole shoe. I'm going to switch it over, go to custom mode, and I'll explain to you everything that I'm going to use during this custom. And I will give you a little bit of instructions throughout the process. There'll be a lot of time lapsing though because it is a lot of repetition what I'm doing here. This will be cool. Believe me, it will be. It will be cool. So here's exactly what I'm going to use to do this custom. I have an X-Acto knife. This is going to be used to cut the tape. A pack of brushes. These are from Amazon. I got some painter's tape here. I have Angelus acrylic leather paint. This is the flat white. It did rub off. I have Varsity red. We shouldn't need this, but however, if I'm a little bit messy, I will touch up the red parts, but hopefully I won't need this. If you have it, Angelus deglazer, you can use a nail polish remover with a high concentration of acetone. Does the same thing. That is basically used to take off the protective coatings off of the leather. A damp rag to clean up any extra messes. Some paper towels, I might need a few more of these. A heat gun, it just helps speed up the process in between the coats. So I hit it with some heat and the coats dry instantly, and that allows me just to continue on adding the coats. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tape up the shoe, hide everything next to the area that we're going to paint. So we're only painting the toe box here, so we're going to put tape around as much as we can just to make our job easier so I won't have to use any of this red paint. And if you do get paint on places that it shouldn't be, you can always just wipe it off. This paint is really forgiving if you get to it before it has a long time to cure. Let's go ahead and tape up both of these shoes. I'll do that right now. We're all taped up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my X-Acto knife and start just going around the edges here to remove the excess tape to reveal the areas that we need to paint. If you're really good at painting stuff, you don't even have to tape anything up. If you can be careful enough, you can use just a fine brush and get close to the edges and not have to do any of this. It's your preference. Taping is complete. Everything is ready for us to start prepping the leather. Put a little bit of this nail polish remover, and I'm just going to wipe it on every area that I'm going to paint. All right, we're done with deglazing the shoe. What you're looking for is basically just to get rid of any shininess, and that's fine. So this has been completely rubbed down. We are ready to start painting, guys. So go ahead and shake up some of this paint. Let's start with probably a medium brush. It's gonna take a minimum of 6 coats to cover these. I don't want to put heavy coats on, just light coats. First coat is just to get paint on the surface, and then basically the same amount of thickness each coat. And I will hit it with this dryer in between so I can continue on going. If you don't have that, you just have to wait some time for it to dry to the touch, and then you can continue on with your next coat. first coat's done. Doesn't have to look pretty. Hit it with some heat now and move on to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and then final sixth coat. Three coats down, 3 coats to go.
Two hours later.
It's been about 6 or 7 coats. I kind of lost track. And now we got to take off all the tape and make sure that we don't have paint in a lot of places we don't need it to be. It will not be perfect. Touch-ups will be needed. Let's just get it off. If you don't have a heat gun to dry your stuff off, just give it enough time for everything to dry before you start removing your tape. Otherwise, you risk having some wet paint on your tape and you can contaminate your work. There we go. Not bad. Don't have a lot of touching up to do. I'll take a look. See down here. I'm just gonna get a fine brush and go in here, put paint down, and use a little razor to scrape away any paint that's on places I don't need. And after that, we will call this custom almost complete. This material is actually weird. I don't even think it's leather. It doesn't react the same way that other materials have after I painted them. And yeah, so it looks a little different than normal shoes. So I suspect that these are not leather at all. Probably more of a vinyl mix. Just finish it up with a little bit of detailing and should be done. What's most important while doing a custom is to always keep your area as clean as possible. I have a rag here, it's damp, and I've been using it constantly on my hands. Every time I'm done putting down the paint, I make sure I have no paint, especially on the back side. This is where you always get it, right on the back side. You don't see it, boom, right on your stuff. So always keep your hands clean during the whole painting process. It will save you a lot of cleanup work. I'm not using any finisher on these shoes. I have used Angelus finishers in the past and some crayon stuff, and I found that it actually makes the shoes, even in matte finish, it makes them too shiny. It makes whatever you're spraying way too shiny, and it often causes them to crack. So I've tested Angelus paint, now just Angelus paint, and I know that Angelus paint is very, very durable. Durable more so than the average sneakerhead is going to abuse them. I like to leave it like this, and then the finish actually matches the finish on the rest of the shoe. If you choose to clear coat yours, you can use the Angelus matte finisher. All right, I believe I am done with all of my painting and all of my, oops, well, almost all of my cleanup. I'm gonna clean that up. We're gonna go ahead and lace these bad boys up, and let's get back to our normal viewing position. And like that, we're done. Basically, we took this shoe and turned it from this to this. How about that, guys? We have ourselves a Jordan 1 Mid Chicago. That easy. Simple, custom. Probably took me maybe 2.5 hours. And that's watching TV, having lunch, taking my time, filming, stopping, filming, back and forth. We got this done. I like these. Will I buy myself a pair? Possibly. You can't go wrong with these. Unless you want to pay, what, $500, $600, $700 for the actual Jordan 1 High Chicago's, And if you do spend that much money on them, are you going to be wanting to put them to foot to wear them throughout the summertime? No, they're going to sit in a box on a shelf. So go ahead and spend $100. Grab some supplies from Angela's. Probably cost you less than 20 bucks on some paints that you'll be able to use over and over and over again. Sit down one Saturday evening, you know, after work or whatever, and do this. It's not that hard. It don't have to be perfect. So it's time to pack these up, get them back to Big Mike over at Sneaker Additionz so he can do the on foot. Even if I could fit these, I'm not gonna do an on foot, on somebody else's shoes. So let's go ahead and throw them in the box real quick and let's get them over there to him. All packed up and ready to go. Big Mike is all the way down in Tennessee, so I gotta stretch my arm out a little bit to get these to him. All right, Big Mike, catch. Big Mike will go ahead and do an on foot of that shoe over at Sneaker Additionz. Once that video is up, I will go ahead and drop a link down in the description. But for now, I just want to give you guys a sneak peek of the next video. A little bit controversial, but I'm going to do it because we're going to find out how good they actually are. Yes, they are here. And we got to talk about them. We got to talk about them. So next video, join me. About to head out of here now. Listen, like the video if you liked it. Put a comment down below if you have any questions or you just want to say, hey, you did a good job. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified every time I drop a video because I'm very inconsistent. It's the only consistent thing about this channel is how inconsistent I am. I'm out of this joint. Later.